Jeffrey, it is Saturday morning, young man. Hope you survived last night. Okay, at the Weston Lawn Tennis Club. I'm assuming you were Mr. Host Extraordinaire, either on the tennis court or in the bar, restaurant, just making sure everyone's having a primo time.
Absolutely. It's what I do.
That's the definition. I mean, as long as you can do that, then you're my kind of tennis director or head pro.
Hey,
You know,
it's the hospitality industry.
it
That's what
is.
it is. Tennis is just the vehicle. But first and foremost, it's the hospitality
It's a
industry.
service industry, and I think a lot of tennis pros
Service
don't
industry.
don't get that.
Don't don't get that.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey there, Mr. and Miss Student. It's all about me. I dabbled on the
Yeah.
tour for about 10 days
Yeah.
before I
I know
got my
you're
hat handed to me by some guy ranked 11,000 in the world, and decided maybe this wasn't the best line of work for me.
ouch. Ouch, Mr. Abel.
Well,
Ouch.
come on. I'm just saying I
Yeah. Or I'm
just
gonna tell
saying
my
that.
story to a new 3-0 beginner about my time on the tour, right?
Well, no.
Because it's relatable.
Look,
Okay.
I
All
just
right.
I just see too many teaching pros out there who kind of don't get it. They
Yeah.
just they just don't get that this is not about them. And and you trying to impress that student over there, again, because you played at the Tupelo, Mississippi pre-qualies because you got a wild card into the the pre-qualies because your uncle's running the tournament. Come on.
Ouch! Ouch again! Ow. I don't really feel anything here or here, but kind of like right here. Is there a red mark there?
Pretty
Like right
much.
here?
Yeah, it's actually
Ouch.
it's
All
purple.
right.
It's black and blue.
All right.
All right, so let's get off that.
All right.
Let's get on to what we want to talk about
Yeah.
today, which is a couple things. Number one, we got some more stories about our singles matches in our senior tournament careers, even league match careers. Before we get to those guys, today is Saturday, and you've got until tomorrow night, Sunday at 11 o'clock, August 25th, 11 p.m. Pacific time zone to take advantage of Jeff and Mai's new course. 7 gold ball winning plays that don't require a lick of getting better with stroke technique,
Right.
right? And so we want you guys inside the course. In fact, we made the offer just insanely, stupidly irresistible. We've just shoved so many resources in there for you besides the
Right.
7 plays to make sure that you have everything that you need to start getting the results you want as a singles
Right.
player. And the price is, all right, I guess the price is pretty good too. So anyway, guys, get over there before tomorrow night, Sunday, August 25th at 11 p.m. Pacific, and take advantage of this thing. 100% guaranteed, gold ball hunting player guarantee. Want to make sure that if we can't help you with your game, we don't want to keep your money. Is that kind of our slogan, our thing?
It kind of sounds fair.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So Jeff, I'm gonna. You want to start today with your story?
Sure.
Another story of an epiphany, a big
Yeah.
aha moment, either during the match or after the match of some singles match that kind of helped
Yeah.
build a
This was
new layer of confidence for you.
yeah. And this was I'd like to say a story of conquest, but I didn't actually win this one. Um, in Boise at the indoors, I think it was a quarterfinal match. I'm not sure, something like that. Playing a top player out of Florida, Stu Psyche, great baller, great all-court player. He actually played on the national team last year, I think, that went to Croatia with Mike Taman and that crew, Federley, and that
Those
crew.
guys went to Germany. I think those are called
Germany,
the,
okay.
we're the super seniors.
Super senior. We're the regular seniors.
You guys are the regular seniors.
So
yeah.
I think it was 2017 maybe that he was on that team. Anyway, so obviously a solid baller to
Yeah, it's
be
good.
in that company. And so we went at it, and I was playing I was very fit. I did the work going into that tournament. I was feeling really strong physically. I was doing a lot of serve and volleying because I was hitting my serve on the marks. Felt strong, and ended up losing the first set in the breaker. Played a solid first set, and then just played a horrible breaker. I mean, I literally, I think I lost the breaker like 7-2 or 7-3. And it kind of just dumbfounded me a little bit. I was a little bit like, I played a solid first set, serve and boom, just good baller. And then the breaker for some reason got away from me, and I can't even recall really, which was why it kind of threw me off in the match a little bit at that point. But I just, switched sides and just went, God, that's kind of weird, But I didn't feel discouraged at all. It just felt, I was a little dumbfounded by it. But so there was nothing for me at that point in the match. I didn't feel like I needed to change anything necessarily. And I just kind of said, I'm just going to keep coming at him because he was coming up with some good passes, but I also felt like I was starting to make some headway. He got out of the breaker. It was good, and so I ended up winning the second set 6-2. Just serving, coming forward, playing my patterns. And then we get into the third set, and this is taking a long time too. I took kind of a slower, energy approach in this match, where I was moving a little slower between points. I would go get all the balls and kind of corral them in the back before every point. So it was taking a little extra time in between everything, and so my energy, let's just say my RPMs were running a little lower than maybe I would normally allow them to run. A little bit higher, a little more excitement. Serving and volleying and playing that kind of high energy game. But I chose to wanted to take this slower approach. And so we get into the third set. I break him at 2-1. I break him at 2-1, so now it's 3-1. And I'm serving. Yeah, break him at 3-1. I'm serving 2-1. So now it's 3-1. I'm serving. And I set up these first 2 points, just the perfect pattern. I mean, he teed it up for me exactly what I wanted, and I snapped off this forehand just a solid half an inch wide. Right? So now it's left 5, still no big
Sorry, what you're saying is the quality of the shot, still, it was his point.
Still his point. I couldn't hit the forehand any better. Yeah. Except in. Right? So then love 5, and then I set the same pattern on the next one. I don't serve and volley. Set it up. Boom. I hit probably the same mark on the court with the forehand after setting up exactly the same. Now I'm love 30, and so I ended up struggling a little bit in that game, and I ended up struggling and I ended up losing my serve. And so on the changeover, I felt this just huge kind of low. I was really disappointed with myself for getting broken, and I couldn't get those 2 forehands out of my head. I had a really hard time corralling my thoughts at that point, and I play 2 horrible next games, so anyway, so now we're back on serve, and I managed to corral myself a little bit and stay in it. 5-all. And
it is my lovely, beautiful wife who just...
Of course.
Oh, yes. Just gave me the hairy eyeball.
And so anyway, so at 5-all, Stu holds serve now. So now I'm serving to stay in the match at 5-6. And so we're still having, it's still a good match, good points going on, but I just had that little lull in the middle of it after having gotten broken. And so I end up first 2 points, I hit a great swing serve. I mean, I'm here to tell you, I hit a beautiful swing serve out to the forehand wide. He has to go full stretch, kind of blind swing. And I'm serving and volleying on this. I take him out. I hit the mark I wanted. I see where he is out. He's like outside the alley hitting his forehand. And he comes up with this blind swing and hits this dinger cross court in front of me for a winner.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
I don't get to touch the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, well, I hit the serve I wanted. I got him on the where exact. I mean, you couldn't have painted a better picture. Okay. So I go back and I go heavy kicker out wide to his backhand in the ad court. I mean, I pulled this ball probably 2 feet up from the corner where it lands, right on the sideline. Let me tell you, if anybody out there knows that mark on the court, when you hit a kick with that shot, that ball gets checked out, passed out. Again, there he is outside the doubles alley hitting a backhand. He goes out there again, blind knife slice, dinger cross court in front of me, winner. Okay.
Now what do I do?
So this is how this is going to go,
Yeah.
right? So I think I serve and I win the next point. Anyway, I ended up losing that game and the match, I think at 15 in the game. And it ended up being about a 3-hour and 15-minute match. It was exhausting, but my epiphany, not at the time, but the epiphany later, was I didn't shift my energy at all when I had the break. I felt I should have really kind of like stepped up a little bit and raised my energy a little bit, because I was kind of staying in this monotone kind of thing. And for some reason, when I look back at the match, that was the one thing that I felt like I should have done was increase my energy a little bit, my motivation, and go, let's get to work here and let's get this job done on this game.
Well, and you got to make sure, though, at the same time that you go, all right, I got a break. Here's his third set. I got a break. But you're right. You do want to make sure that you don't just sort of settle back and go, okay, man, look, I'm up a break. We've been out here for, 2.5 hours already. Why don't you just kind of give me a few points, because,
right,
whatever.
And that's kind of what I meant. I think I may have lulled a little bit at that point, instead of maybe it wasn't that I didn't stay where I was. I actually probably dropped a little bit. And I was really on that changeover. I was really upset with myself, and it cost me the next 2 games because I was no longer now focused on getting the job done. And so,
but I still think you got to be careful, though, too, is that you don't get so high after breaking a guy at that moment in the match that you go, okay, I'm really going to take it to him, and then you start forcing it too much, and you start making unforced errors, and you just kind of give it away. So, I think it happens on both ends of that energy spectrum.
Yeah.
Where you can.
Where's the sweet spot?
That's
where's
right.
the sweet spot? But my point is this: is that sweet spot does ebb and flow in a match. We talked about this before earlier the week. It does ebb and flow, and you do have to kind of like re-inject some energy into what you're doing. But again, like you said, not hype out. But where's the sweet spot where you keep that focus and you keep so your opponent kind of feels you constantly pushing them a little bit. They got to feel like they're getting nudged the whole match.
Well, for me, Jeff, it's a focus on just this point, and it's so easy when you go up a break. There's a little thought out into the future about, well, what if? I mean, I've only got 3 more. All I got to do is I got to hold 3 times, and I got it. I'm up 3-1. I got to hold 3 times. And for me, that's kind of the kiss of death. So for me, I have to really rein everything in. I got to get my focus down to this point. And if it's the first point I've just broken, it's 3-1, and I'm going to go into, well, okay, let's go through the counting the cards. What's been happening when I serve to the due side? And it could be that, well, this pattern's been working, or even if I'm going to a strength, I still feel pretty good with this serve. But to me, it really gets Get your energy onto this one point. Everything else, forget about it, and let's just play this point. And well, that's good. That's good. That's a great aha moment for you, for sure. And I want to, everyone. I encourage everyone. Look, you got to do some post-match analysis, and one of the bonuses that we have in the offer we're making this weekend is one of the bonuses is here are the questions you need to ask yourself after every match, win or lose. If you want to keep building confidence, and you can build confidence in your game when you lose a match, just like what you're talking about.
Right.
It doesn't just happen when we win, but you got to know the right questions to ask, and you got to be honest with yourself.
Right.
When you
actually the jump in there is that actually 3 weeks later I won Berkeley, singles and doubles. After that loss there.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure that part of that was what that takeaway was in Boise. Well, good. All right, I got a story. Way back in the 35s.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago. Yeah. This was the state 35s. I don't know if they even have it anymore. It was the California State 35s. It was being hosted at the Harbor Bay Isle in Alameda.
Yeah. Alameda, yeah.
And I was playing one of the top seeds, a guy who would later become a NorCal Hall of Famer, a guy named Larry Dodge.
Yes, Larry.
Larry Dodge, and kind of an interesting player. Big guy, strong, and just an unbelievable competitor. I mean, quiet, could miss a shot, never said a word, but you knew that he was just steaming. He was just steaming inside, but he wasn't going to show you. So I guess back in the 35s, I was a little flamboyant with my style of play, right? I probably had the collar up, and I don't know, who knows? I was kind of an idiot. But playing this guy, and I'm thinking, I really, and he was, I guess he's a few years older than I am. So I kind of felt like I'm the young buck here. I'm going to show him, right? And so we go out. I get thumped badly in the first set, and I go down 2 breaks in the second. Not a set and a break, a set and 2 breaks. And I'm pissing and moaning and doing this stuff.
Put the shovel down.
Yeah, I mean, it was ugly, right? And I don't remember exactly what the shift was because I don't think I had a plan B. But I think Larry started missing some balls, and then I got like a couple of lucky let cords, and I greased out the second set. Pretty much he just sort of gave it to me. And I ended up winning the third, I think like 6-2 or 6-3. I just all of a sudden and I found a pattern that was working, right? And so my 2 takeaways from that match was, number one, when he walked up to shake hands. Because if it had been me, and I had been a top guy, a top seed, and I just coughed up a set and a 2-break lead, I would have been a little bit of a, let's say on the bratty side, the Brenny bratty side. I mean, it would have, shook the guy's hand and said, yeah, nice going. He came up with the biggest smile and the most sincere, God, man, you really turned that around. That was fantastic. Congratulations. Well done. And I thought to myself, oh God, I'm such a jerk for feeling like this guy should, I mean, he loves the game of tennis. He loves the game.
Right.
And I'm just going, God, I hope if I ever lose a match that I have the same feeling. I don't know that I ever have, but I just thought, oh my God, this is fantastic. And the other epiphany that I had was, you're never out of it. Just, no matter how crappy you're playing, and no matter how well the other guy's playing, you are never, ever out of it unless you decide, that's it, I'm done. I'm going to piss and moan. I'm going to start drawing all the attention on me about how bad I'm playing and or worse, how lucky this guy is, or whatever it is. But I just learned a huge lesson that day, and that and it's happened to me before. I mean, I'm thinking of another match right now. I played at over in Scott Valley at the Mill Valley tournament one year, and I had to play a guy, a good player, good friend of mine, Frank Zebo. Frank loves this story, and we went out, got there, and of course, one of the things we talked about in the bonuses in the 7 gold ball winning plays is, when you got to do some traveling, you might think about, it might be smarter to get a hotel over there, So, well, not me, right? Playing Mill Valley, when you know that you're done like around 3 in the afternoon, you got to drive back to the East Bay. Well, you're pretty well done for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And by the time you get home,
Right.
you are so locked up, you can't even get out of the car.
Right.
You got to call 911. Can you bring the Jaws of Life to get me out?
Jaws of Life.
Just to get me out of the car. So I had to, the next morning, drive over to Mill Valley, and I'm playing Frank, who he and I always play super close matches. But I get over there, probably around 7:45, something, 15 minutes before. Has there been any rush hour traffic that morning? Yes. So I get out of the, again, Jaws of Life, can you help me out of the car? Thank you. And I lose the first 8 games to Frank like that. Just gone. And I'm going, actually, there's a roving referee that's walking around. And after I lose the 8th game, I turn to her and I say, you better get the code book ready because I'm about to go. She goes, okay, I'll be ready for you. So, and that kind of helped me. It kind of helped me just settle down. But I'd sort of had that thing. That was later after I'd played Larry, and I just even though I'd lost 8 games in a row, first 8 games, I just said, look, moron, next time stay over here for the night. Next time get over here, at least 15 minutes before your match. But just hang tough.
Right.
And, sure enough, I greased out the second set and, won the third set like, I think it was 6-1 or 6-2. But the funny part was telling that ref,
right.
You better get ready. You better get the code book out because I think I'm about to go. Anyway, so that's it. I think we sort of feel all is lost. That's one of the beauties of tennis is that it's not like a soccer match where it's done on time. You're not at the, you don't have like 3 more minutes to go ahead and win the second set and win the third. So for me, that was a big moment, and it's really helped me. It's really helped me now with third sets, where I used to go, God, I don't know about a third set if I can hang in there with the third set. Now it's just like, you know what? All right, we'll play a third. It's fine.
Yeah, but I think that's the biggest. That's one of the biggest issues I think that players get lost in, and that is you got to decide before you get there. I'm here. I'm willing to go the distance. I'm ready to go the distance. And that does, whether you lose the first set or you win the first set, and then then you lose the second set. Do you want to be there still? And that's really, you kind of decided in both those matches that you decided okay, let's just hang out here. Let's hang out here in Mill Valley for a while and see if something good can happen, right? And it does, right? Yeah. Let's hang out with Larry for another few games here, and next thing you know, you turn it around. But I think that's a lot of players decide they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
After X amount of time, and the thing is, if you want to win the event, if you want to win the day, you have to make the decision ahead of time that I'm here.
Hey, look, there were lots of matches that I played before that match with Larry, where I just said, I don't have my A game today.
Oh,
screw it, I'm out. I'm out. And I got to start. I got to start making excuses right now. Let's see, what's the story I'm going to build as to why I'm out. I mean, it's just dumb. So, well, listen, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's stories with me and Jeff. Again, we've got this insane offer out there for you. If you're a singles player and you want to start getting a better result, skill level range wise, where if this is your top, you're consistently up there. We've got 7 gold ball winning plays that we want to get to you, along with 7 other bonus courses that will all the resources that we can come up with to really help you with your singles play. Down below, if you're over at YouTube, there's a link that will take you over to a video that will show you exactly what we've got to offer. And we've reduced the price greatly on this thing. I don't know why you talked me into that, Jeff, but you did. Or wait a minute, maybe I talked you. I can't.
I'm
Anyway,
not sure. I don't know.
okay. So guys, listen, but we got a deadline on the offer because it is, like I've said, it's a great offer, lots of resources for you, a great price, but everything goes away tomorrow night, Sunday, at 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific. So down below is a link if you're at YouTube. If you're over at iTunes, what do we want you to do? We want you to go over to goldballhunting.com. If you're not on our email list, get signed up so that you can get the link to buy this course.
Yeah.
Jeff, at this moment, what would we like to find folks to do?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Outstanding. Guys, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeff, another story tomorrow.
Can't wait.